Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist and welcome. This is Rogue. Hi. There are doggies that say hi to you. Can you say hi back? No? She's too busy looking at me. I have a picture of Rogue on my shirt. Don't bark. So, I think the product I use to do this, if it exists still, I've never seen it again. And at the time I had to buy it online, and then Joanne had it for a while. I don't know what happened to it. It was a good product. You would make a negative of your image, you know, on clear acetate or something. And you would paint like a square on your clothing or whatever you would paint a square the same size. Not necessarily a square, but you know. And then you'd put the negative over it, and then you'd sit it in the sun. And you'd let it sit in the sun until it got as dark as you think you would like it, and that's just a guesstimate because you can't really tell with the negative on top. And then you take it off and you wash it to stop the reaction. And I did that with my group. And it was fun. It was messy and stinky, but it was fun. And like I said, you know, I probably could have left them on longer. The hardest part of that was getting a negative to print on a piece of acetate of your photograph. Yeah. And that has nothing to do with why I'm here today. I am going to talk to you about my stitching. I didn't do anything else today, this week, besides stitching. I basically took the week off of doing anything that I didn't absolutely have to do. I just said, I'm not going to do it. I don't feel like it. I'm not going to do it. And actually, it was good for me. It was relaxing. So, I hope I have everything here. Maybe not. I think so. I have an FFO. I have a finish. I have a new start. And I have a mess that I'm trying to fix. Don't I always? I'm going to start with my FFO. This is Daisy May, Stitching with the Housewives. I finished it last year. It came out market of... I know I finished this last year, so I don't think it was last year, maybe the year before. And isn't she cute? I love her. And I was like, wait a minute, it's spring. I have to get around to finishing this. And I found, in the craft department at Hobby Lobby, they have daisies that I used on a previous FFO and bees that I used. I could bring it over here, but you know, on a previous FFO, and I felt like they were not what I wanted. I found them again this year. I couldn't find them that I had in my stuff, but they weren't really what I wanted because the beads were kind of large and a little cutesy. And the daisies, I don't know. I just kind of was like, I would use them if I could have found them maybe. But this paddle that I bought, I I bought it at Target in that spot area. And it has these little imprinted daisies on it. So I took some white paint and painted a few of them. I don't think only 4 of the ones I painted are showing. Oh well. And I try to do things in uneven numbers. For some reason, that's more aesthetically pleasing to most people. Although, there are some people that need to have even amounts of everything. My sister being one of those. Even in what she eats. She can't eat 1 cookie, she has to eat 2. She can't eat 3 cookies, she has to eat 4. And I'm not talking about just cookies, but you know. So some people, but most people, aesthetically, it's more pleasing to have an uneven number. So apparently I covered up one of the flowers that I painted, but that's okay because I put more. And I liked doing that because it gave me a different depth of the flowers. These are further back, these are closer up. I will say daisies are my favorite flower. Daisies are my favorite flower, and it's one of the reasons why I liked this pattern so much. So these little bees, they have little clear wings. To me, they looked a lot more like these bees. The other ones were more yellow. Anyway, these and these. In Spring Shop at Hobby Lobby, the daisies and bees that were there were, the packages were about the same price as these packages. But in the Spring Shop, they were 40% off. Not these. I got these in the stickers area. These are stickers, which made them very easy to put on. Hopefully they will stay. We'll see. And the package of daisies came with a few different sizes. I only used 2 sizes here, I believe. Maybe 3. Is that one bigger? No, I guess I used. And I don't know if you can tell, the fabric has little bees on it. I should have made this bigger. But anyway, here's my FFO. It's a little heavy, so I'm going to have to be careful, either put it on a stand or make sure that what I hang it on will deal with how heavy it is. But I have to say, I absolutely love it. I'm very happy with the way it came out. And by the way, when I bought this pattern, shortly after that, I saw this with the little daisies on it. And I bought it right away to FFO this. I knew very shortly after buying this pattern what I was going to use to FFO it on it. And that's normally the way I buy things to FFO. I don't just buy them randomly. Oh, someday maybe a pattern that I have perhaps will fit on this. I just don't do that. I have a couple of things like that. Like sometimes when you go in Dollar Tree and when they started getting a lot more craft items, they have great stuff to FFO with in Dollar Tree. Paints, glue, wooden things. But overall, I know the patterns I have, and I think, oh, that'll fit on this and will look good with this. Rogue, you want to come back over here? No? Okay. My finish is Silver Creek Samplers Winterful Friends. And as usual, I picked a fabric that was completely wrong for the pattern. It was too light. and I couldn't see the white, and it was making me not want to work on it. It's not a very big pattern, but I was so far in it, I was like, I don't want to start over, that kind of thing. So then I decided to do half stitches of blue, and I did finish. This is the edge. There's nothing that goes around, okay? And I just love it. Now, you can still not see the bottom, but when I FFO it, that won't matter. I did add a stitch over here because I put things in the wrong place. There's something going on right in here that's not correct, but I don't care. You can't tell. I just fudged it in there, and the solution of doing this rather than starting over, I think worked real well. I love the way it came out. Yeah, it did take some extra time. And I was getting so close. And so I was like, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish it. I'm determined. And then at about 11 o'clock, I realized it was Friday. And yeah, I hadn't done my turtles yet. So I still haven't put the fins on the turtles. I'll show you that later. But so now I'm anxious to FFO this. I love snowmen. Hey, stop licking the couch. Gross. So since I finished that, I gave myself permission to have a new start. Now, many of you may remember I did Lemon Cat last year, and I wanted it not to be lonely. So I purchased this fresh lemonade, and I love the finish on this. I might do something similar. I don't know about putting the 25 cents, but you never know. And it kind of would be nice to have fresh lemons because, they smell good, but it's not something I normally do. And let's just say, I don't know if it's Phoenix or what, but when you leave fruit out here, it does not last. You have to put it in the refrigerator. All the time growing up, my mom had a bowl of fruit on the dining room table. It wasn't real, but she had that, and then she would put a bowl of fresh fruit in the kitchen. So the idea of having a bowl of lemons is not something that would be foreign to me, but I would want real lemons because they smell great, right? And something like that would look cute. So this is as far as I've gotten. That actually goes this way. Okay, so this is across, and no, wait a minute. I was right the first time. It goes this way. So this is down, this is across, and yes, it's a very small pattern. This is 32 count Lugana. I don't remember the color. I want to say platinum. I don't know. By the way, this is Ada, DMC Ada, that I thought, oh, that's dark enough. Yeah, maybe in some areas, but not where I was working. So, and the Daisy May, that's 14 count Ada that I dyed myself into that teal color. I love teal. So anyway, I'm excited. And this is, we were filming at my sister's house Saturday. And she was wanting us to be there around noon. And I was done and ready to go. And I was just waiting. And I said, I'm going to start. So that is just my waiting for my sister to be ready to go stitching. Rather than getting annoyed with her because we had time. It was just, I was ready, you know. And I'm like, do we need to leave now? No, we don't. So leave her alone. And then I did some more work on hands-on design. Strawberry. I love this pattern. But again, my fabric is not the same color, but this looks very different. I have the exact colors. It looks very different on my see, you can barely see it. Now it shows up better when the dark is with it, but I'm not stressing about it. So I didn't do tons on this, but what I did was I put the 2 more berries on there. So now I'm ready to do the bottom. I guess you would call them vines, right? The vines. And if you've grown strawberries, you know that these really pretty flowers come out and then the berries. So I'm guessing that's what these are because they're kind of colored like that. So I just love this. I feel like I probably started it too close to the top, but I used her template. So I'll work with it. On one berry, the first one I think that I did, I was too close to the top. And what I did was I sewed, the fabric was whitish. It was a winter one. Holly Jolly Berry, I think. I sewed some trim to the top that was white, and I used that to help make the top of the berry. So, you know, if you started a berry and you're too close to the top, it's not the end of the world. So, I'm going to go to her website and get the instructions for making this. I think that's pretty. Yeah. Okay, so that's strawberry. And then I've been working on Crismoose berry, Erica Michaels, and I'm using 32 count Lugana mint. I'm sorry, I should write these things down, but I don't. It's not who I am. If I can, I'll show you a picture of what it looked like before Saturday evening. I forgot to take a picture of it when I was taking pictures of everything else for the video on Saturday. But as I was talking about it and looking at it, I'm like, I don't like this. So why keep working on it? I almost started over. So as you see in this picture, the antlers are very light compared to the moose. I'm doing this one. And I used the DMC alternative. And it was almost the same color as the moose DMC alternative. I'm not using fancy floss on this one. my sister said, you should have asked me. I probably have all the fancy floss on there. I'm like, I'm trying to wean myself off of fancy floss. If I don't have it, I'll just use the DMC. Not because I don't love fancy floss, because I do. But if I'm going to continue to do this craft, I need to find a way to spend less money. And I don't want to make that fabric. So, as I started to put in the mousse, I realized A, that the antlers were way too dark, and B, that nothing was where it should be. Now, this is not unusual for me, but it wasn't just a little bit here or a little bit there. And I almost just cut another piece and started over, and that would have been easier than frogging all of that. But I made an error. I started it in the right place, but somewhere in here I did something wrong, and it wasn't coming out the way it was supposed to, and still I'm not positive it's right. And this was way too far this way. So, and it was also too far down. So I have no idea what I was thinking. For instance, you see how this is touching this? I don't think it's supposed to. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. And when I know that one of the things was when I went to put this ear in, this antler was in the entire wrong place. And I was going to fudge it. I was going to just find a way to make it work. But the colors of the antlers with the colors of the mousse were just so far off. And I may have to still do some frogging, because this white is gonna be too far down and too far this way. But that I may be able to fudge looking at the pattern. But I didn't change the color so much as I used one of the colors that was the DMC alternative, and then I mixed it with this. It's not as light as the picture, but it'll work because the mousse will be a lot darker. So hopefully I won't have to throw it away and start over with fancy floss. Okay, I don't know. But I like this a lot better because I know that the dark will show up. Now this, I know it's a different color than the antlers, and once I put in the mousse, it'll look a lot brighter. But I feel, see, you don't see it here. There's no picture of the whole thing. And maybe if I went to Erica Michael's website, they would show what it was supposed to look like all around. But I feel like this should be more gold. I know it's gold, but it's kind of brownish gold, right? But it said Grecian gold was the color of the fancy floss. And I don't know. I don't want to frog anything else. So if it works, when I put everything in and I can leave this white and this star where it is, it's staying there. like I said, it's too far down, too far over, but I don't think it's going to matter. I'll just have to cut off a stitch or two at the end, because the white goes like this down to the seam part of the berry, and there's nothing attached to it. It's just a snow line, like a horizon, and so I don't think it'll hurt anything if it's part of it's cut off. I wish I could count. Count and cross stitch would be a lot easier if I could count. But this is a hobby, and so it doesn't, just because I'm doing this for cross stitch camp doesn't mean tragedies are going to unfold if I don't finish it by the end of the month. And by the way, I'm not going to finish it by the end of the month. Okay. And then the last thing I have is Stitching Mommy's temperature turtles. I love this color scheme a lot better than the one I tried the first time. This is where we are as of last Friday. Now, you can see that there were some days in January that were warmer than some of these days in February. When we got a warm day here, and then it started warming up here. Oh, here. So this was, the days go around this way and come in and then go. So this is where it started warming up. Now, it's supposed to be 75 today. We are entering the time of year when it is absolutely wonderful to be outside. Well, unless you're allergic to outside like I am. But I mean, it feels good, right? And I'm hoping that I can use my pool sooner rather than later. I'm hoping. But it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, 75, it's still hot in the car, you know, where you need to run the air. Now, that being said, it's like 40 or 50 degrees in the morning. So when you go out to the car, you need a jacket. Once you're in the car for a minute, you need the air conditioning. But I like to call this Chamber of Commerce weather. In other words, this is why people come here this time of year. It's beautiful. Why are you licking me? How come? So, you're licking me again. Maybe because I'm not paying attention to her. Yeah, the weather has been very interesting this year. Very strange. But we're starting on that warming trend, and while I'm not anxious for it to get, you know, over 100, until it gets 100 or over, the pool is way too cold. But we don't have heated pools because the sun heats it well enough. I would love to have it heated so that I could swim all year round, but the expense isn't worth it. What? You think? She wants me to be outside all year round too. She loves going in the backyard when I'm swimming and running around chasing birds and stuff, but she will not put even a toe in that water. I cannot encourage her. I cannot throw her ball in there and have her jump in after it. None of it. Now, would she do it? I think she would enjoy it if she did it. You know, stuff like that. But if she's not enjoying it, that's okay. You know. Anyway, that is all. And my goodness, the month is flying by, right? Oh, I knew I forgot something. I'll show it to you next week. I started my other WIPGO project for this week, for this month, rabbits, carrots, and eggs, and I had to go back and get it. I started on the second WIPGO project. This is Stitchy Princess, rabbits, carrots, and eggs. Here's what it's supposed to look like. I'm not doing it that way. To me, Easter is brighter colors, so that's what I'm doing. And I haven't done a lot yet, as I just got this much done. Now, I kept working on the other one past the 15th because I wanted to finish it. So, yeah. So there's another carrot and some bunnies. And I'm not sure about the bottom part. I have to look at it again, decide if I want to do it. I know somebody who did this pattern and they cut it off and I like the way it looked. So that is everything. And I hope your guys' February is going fantastic. I know the sun is starting to just really come in. See, I could sit back here. It's worse. I could sit up here and it's uncomfortable. So I will see you all next week. And thanks for listening. Bye.